Om Shanti. This is the Avyakt Murli of 26th of January 1988, and the title is The Alokik Way to Become Number One, Worthy of Worship at the Confluence Age. Today, the Eternal Anadi Father and the first original Adi Father are seeing their eternal Saligram children and the original Adi Brahman children in their double form. In the form of Saligrams, you are supremely worthy of worship, and in the form of Brahmins, who become deities, you are worthy of praise and worthy of worship. Both fathers, Adi and Anadi, are pleased to see souls who are worthy of worship in both forms. The Eternal Father has made Adi Pita, original Father, Father Brahma, and also the Brahman children, even more worthy of worship than himself in the double form. The Eternal Father is only worshipped in the one incorporeal form, whereas Brahma, together with the Brahmin children, are worshipped in both the incorporeal and corporeal forms. So, the Father makes the children greater in two ways, even greater than himself. Today, Bab Dada was seeing the specialties of the children. Each child's specialty is his own. Some children, knowing the specialties of the Father and all the Brahman souls, imbibe all those specialties themselves and become elevated. That is, special souls. Others become happy knowing and seeing the specialties, but they don't have the courage to imbibe all specialties themselves. Even though every soul of the Brahmin family has specialty, some do not look at the importance of their specialty, but just see one another in their ordinary form. They don't have the practice of seeing or knowing the specialty, or because of not having an intellect that picks up virtues, that is, because of not having an intellect that can imbibe virtues, they are unable to know the specialty or virtue. Even Brahmin soul is definitely filled with one specialty or another. Even if it is the last bead of the rosary of 16,000, he definitely has one specialty or another. For this is why the Father's vision falls on that soul. When God's vision falls on that one, or when God makes that one belong to him, there is definitely one specialty or another merged in that one. This is why that soul has come in the list of Brahmins. However, you become number-wise and constantly seeing and knowing the specialty of each one. Bab Dada knows that no matter how weak you are in imbibing knowledge, in service, or in remembrance, you do have a broad intellect with which to know the Father and to belong to Him, and that you have divine vision with which to see Him. You have this specialty, at least. Even well-known scholars of today cannot know or recognize Him, but you souls know Him. You have at least come in the list of those who are a handful out of multi-millions, a few out of that handful. This is why you have become special souls out of multi-millions. Why have you become special? Because you belong to the highest and high Father. Out of all souls, Brahman souls are special. It is just that some use their specialties, and this is why that specialty, which some are able to see, continues to increase. Others have the seed of specialties in them, but to use that is to sow that seed in the ground. Until a seed is sown in the ground, a tree cannot grow from it. It cannot grow. Some children make the seed of specialty grow, that is, it grows in the form of a tree. It even bears fruit. But when the fruit comes, birds come to the fruit to eat it. So while the fruit is coming, Maya also comes in the form, I am special. This is my specialty. You don't understand that. That specialty has been received from the Father. That it is the Father who has filled you with that specialty. It was when you become a Brahmin that you developed that specialty. It is a gift of Brahmin life, a gift from the Father. This is why it is necessary to pay this attention after the fruit has come. That is, after you have had success in service. Otherwise, the birds in the form of Maya eat the fruit or make it fall off the tree. A damaged idol cannot be worshipped. It is believed that that is an idol, but it cannot be worshipped. In the same way, there are those Brahmin souls who receive the fruit of service, that is, who receive success in service, but the birds of the consciousness of I have damaged the fruit. This is why it is accepted that they do very good service, that they are Maharathis and are serviceable, but even at the confluence age, they cannot become worthy of love from the hearts of the whole Brahmin family and so worthy of worship. To receive love from the heart and regard from the heart at the confluence age is to become worthy of worship. Those who bring about the consciousness of I in the fruit cannot become worthy of worship. It is one thing to consider someone to be high in your heart, and to be high means to be worthy of worship. In today's world, because their father is higher, children call him or write to him, worthy of worship, Father. To consider someone to be high in your heart means to give regard from your heart. It is another thing when you have to give regard according to the external code of conduct. So, there is so much difference in giving with your heart and having to give. To become worthy of worship means everyone should accept you with their heart, or it should be the majority. You are told earlier too that 5% would not, but the majority should accept with their heart, and that this is becoming worthy of worship at the confluence age. It is from now that you have to fill yourself with the sanskars of being worthy of worship. However, there is a difference in being worthy of worship on the path of devotion and being worthy of worship now. Your body cannot be worshipped now because it is the last old body. It is a body made of tamoguni elements. You will not be garlanded with a garland of flowers now. On the path of devotion, people offer flowers to the deities. The sign of being worthy of worship is that they light incense sticks. They garland idols. They do arti, special form of worship, with lamps. They sing devotional songs. and apply a tilak. At the confluence age, you do not have those gross methods. However, at the confluence age, people continue to do arti with true love in their heart for those worthy of worship souls. They constantly continue to sing songs of one or other form of attainment from souls. They constantly light lamps or incense of good wishes for those souls, just as you souls have surrendered yourself to the Father. In the same way, other souls should also receive from you the enthusiasm to surrender themselves to the Father. So those souls automatically receive the garland of surrendering to the Father. Such souls constantly wear the tilak of an embodiment of remembrance. Souls become worthy of worship at this time in this alokik way. Instead of becoming worthy of worship on the path of devotion, the worship of the present time is more elevated. With just a few moments' connection with the worthy of worship souls of the path of devotion, that is, just by going in front of that idol, they experience peace, power, and happiness for a few moments. In the same way, even now, by receiving a few moments drishti from confluence-aged, worthy of worship souls, you experience happiness, peace, and the power of zeal and enthusiasm. Such worthy of worship souls means number one special souls. You have already been told about the second and third numbers. What can we say about them? All are in the list of special souls, but it is number wise. 1, 2, 3. The aim of everyone is number one. So become worthy of worship in that way. You sing praise of the virtues of Father Brahma, do you not? You have seen or heard about all those specialties in Father Brahma for becoming worthy of worship and of the things for becoming a number one special soul. Just as Brahma, the soul in the corporeal form, became the foremost worthy of worship one at the confluence age, so he also becomes the foremost worthy of worship one in the future. Lakshmi and Narayan are number one worthy of worship, are they not? In the same way, all of you can also become the same. Just as you sing of the wonder of Father Brahma, together with that of the Father, in the same way, all of you should always have such thoughts, words, and deeds that are a wonder. When there are wonders, Kamal, there won't be upheaval, Dhamal. When you don't perform Kamal, there is Dhamal, whether in your thoughts or words. When you have a storm of waste in your thoughts, that is an upheaval, is it not? You don't have to create an upheaval, but perform a wonder, because the Brahmin children of Adipita Brahma are always remembered as worthy of worship. Even in the last birth, which clan is remembered as the highest? It is said to be the Brahmin clan, is it not? It is an elevated name, and for carrying out an elevated task, they would only call Brahmins. For benefiting anyone, they would only call Brahmins. So even until the last birth, the elevated name and the elevated task of Brahmins are well known. They have continued from time immemorial. They are carrying on with their task, even just with their name. It is your work, but the work of those with just the name is also being carried out. From this, you can see how much praise there is of the true Brahman souls and how great they are. Even the name Brahmin has become imperishable. Your life has become one with imperishable attainment. The specialty of Brahmin life is less labor and greater attainment, because in front of love there is no labor. Even in this last birth, Brahmins don't labor. They continue to eat comfortably. If you do the work of just your name, you cannot remain hungry. So, you are seeing the signs of the specialties of the Brahmin life of this time, even now. You are such elevated special souls. Do you understand? Those who are worthy of worship at the present time are also worthy of worship in the future. They are known as special number one souls. So check. Baba is telling you the story of Father Brahma. More still remain. Always keep these specialties of Father Brahma in front of you. Do not engage yourself in other matters. Only see and speak about specialties. Relate the importance of specialty to everyone and make them special. To make others, that means for the self to become special. Do you understand? Acha. To all the number one special souls from everywhere, to all the special souls in a Brahmin life, to the children who are becoming equal to the Father Brahma by always keeping him in front of them, to all the saligrams and Brahmin souls in the corporeal form, heart-filled love, remembrance, and namaste from both the Eternal Father and the Adi Father. Bapdada, meeting groups. Do you consider yourselves to be so fortunate that you always have the Father's hand and His company? When you have the Father's hand and His company, you constantly have a life of pleasure. You would not be one who is confused, but one who stays in pleasure. No situation will attract you towards itself. You will always be attracted towards the Father. The greatest and most beautiful is the Father. Therefore, no object or person apart from the Father can attract you. The mind of those who are being sustained by the Father's hand and His company cannot go anywhere else. So, are all of you like this? Or do you go under Maya's sustenance? That path is closed, is it not? So, always enjoy the Father's company. You have found the Father, and you have found everything. There is nothing unattained. No matter how much someone tries to free you from his hand and company, you cannot let him go of that. Even if you were to let go, where would you go? There cannot be any other fortune greater than this. Kumaris are always fortunate anyway. You have double fortune. One is the fortune of a Kumari life, and the second is the fortune of belonging to the Father. Kumari life is worshipped. When a Kumari life has ended, she has to bow down to everyone. A household life is a life like that of a goat, whereas Kumari life is worthy of worship life. If someone falls even once, all her bones break. Then no matter how much plaster is put on, or how much you try to put it right, the bone becomes weak. So become sensible. Don't become sensible after tasting it. do you always experience yourselves to be the victorious souls of every cycle? You have played the part of being victorious many times and are playing that part now too. Victorious souls always make other souls victorious too. Anything that is done many times is always easy. It doesn't require any effort. With the awareness of being a soul who has been victorious many times, it feels like a game to overcome any situation and you experience happiness. Victorious souls experience victory to be their right. You do not receive a right through effort. You receive it automatically. So, constantly continue to move forward with the happiness of victory and a right, and also make others move forward. While living with the Lokik family, transform the Lokik into alokik, because an alokik relationship is one that gives happiness. Through Lokik relationships, you receive temporary happiness, not permanent. So, you have become constantly happy. Do you experience that you have moved away from the world of those who are unhappy into the world of happiness? Previously, you were the children of Ravan, and so you were those who gave sorrow, whereas you have now become the children of the bestower of happiness, embodiments of happiness. The first number is this family of alokik Brahmins, and the deities have become the second number. So, you love this alokik life, do you not? Do you constantly experience yourself to be multi-million times fortunate? Throughout the whole cycle, you cannot attain such elevated fortune even in the future heaven, because you receive the fortune of kingdom as the reward of the effort made at the present time. You receive the future fortune on the basis of the present fortune. It is the fortune of the present time that has importance. It is at this time that you sow the seed and you receive the fruit for many births. So it is the seed that has importance, does it not? At this time, to create fortune or to receive fortune is to sow the seed. So constantly continue to move along with intense effort with this attention, and let the multi-million times fortune of the present time always be immersed in your awareness. While performing actions, remember that you should not forget your elevated fortune in those actions. Remain an embodiment of remembrance. This is known as being multi-million times fortunate. Always keep the blessing of this awareness with you, and you will easily continue to move forward and become free from having to labor. Acha? Question: what is the method with which your intellect can continue to make the right decisions with Lokik relationships? Answer: never think about Lokik situations when making a decision. Decide by staying in a powerful alokik stage. When you keep things of the past in your awareness, your intellect is diverted towards those. Then the sanskars of the past also emerge, and you therefore find it difficult. Completely forget the Lokik attitude. Consider yourself to be a soul, and then make a decision, and it will be an accurate decision. This is known as the throne of a conqueror of sinful actions. The alokik soul conscious stage is the throne of the stage of a conqueror of sinful actions. So, make a decision when sitting on this throne and it will be accurate. Acha, blessing, may you be full of all treasures with being equally a child and a master. Just as everyone has the intoxication of being his children, in the same way, to be a child and a master means to experience the complete and perfect stage, equal to that of the Father. The specialty of being a master is that to the extent that you are a master, accordingly, the sanskars of a world server will remain immersed. Let the intoxication of being a master and also a world server be equal, and you will then be said to be equal to the Father. Let the forms of being a child and a master always be in your practical actions, for only then will you be able to experience the stage of being full of all treasures, equal to the Father. Slogan: claim a right to the infinite treasures of knowledge, and all dependence will end. Om Shanti.